Neil here with Hunters Outdoors, and I'm here with my good friend Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave.
Welcome to Ice Fishing 101. This is our first episode, and we're going to be talking about how to dress to go out on the ice and stay warm without breaking the bank. Now, Dave and I went ice fishing last year up to Cascade Lake in Idaho, and as we pulled through town, it was minus 22 Fahrenheit. First of all, I like to shop clearance racks. You can save a ton of money buying stuff on clearance. When you're shopping on a clearance rack, you need to have some good idea of what types of products or what kind of clothing you're going to need to go on the ice. So hopefully you'll find this helpful so that when you see a clearance rack, you find what you need, you can just grab it. The other thing that I like to do is I have a Cabela's card, and I believe Sportsman's Warehouse does the same thing. You purchase things on the credit card and you get points in the store that apply to credit for merchandise in the store. Now, one thing that I like to do is I make all my major purchases on the credit card. Now, I don't go into debt doing it. I have cash. It's something I'm going to buy anyway. I purchase it on the credit card, and then I get that value, or 1% of that value, and if it's actually at Cabela's, I get 2% of that value in store credit for a future purchase. One thing that you can do, and I haven't gotten there completely, but you can actually pay all your bills online using a credit card, and then a week or two later, take the money that you would have paid on those bills, pay off the credit card, you pay no interest, it's no additional money out of your pocket, but you'll still get credit for the money spent at the store. And if you spent $1,000 every 2 weeks on your routine expenses for your house, your payment, your insurance, your car payment, your food, your gas bill, your power bill, if you did all those things, if you spent just $1,000 every 2 weeks on your credit card, the way that I've described, you can get $10 in free merchandise at the store at some point in the future. And it's surprising actually how quickly that builds up.
What I like to do is stay completely away from credit cards. I hate them. What I prefer to do is acquire my stuff slowly over time, but get good quality gear. And I don't mind paying the higher price to have the warranty and the guarantee that what I'm getting is going to last me for the life of that product. And the kinds of things that I get should last me until I take up the rocking chair. What I prefer to do is go into a store and window shop. I have no money, no credit card, no debit card with me, no way to buy anything. So I'll go in there and I'll find some items that I enjoy, something that I like, and I'll make a list when I get home. And then I'll just start searching other stores or looking online. A lot of the times, especially at Cabela's, I can find items that are on sale online that are not marked on sale in their retail store. I also like to shop the deals at the competitor store. They've been hit kind of hard by Cabela's. So when they have something on sale, for instance, I bought some Polar fleece pants for $17 that Cabela's is selling for $60. That's value to me.
Okay, we're about ready to start showing you our gear now. One thing that we thought we needed to talk about is layering. The key to staying warm in the outdoors is layering.
Absolutely. When you fluctuate between hot and cold throughout the day, and even though the temperatures might be well below zero, you can overheat and expose yourself to those extreme temperatures, and it's never a good thing.
Now, last year when we went to Lake Cascade and it was minus 22 or colder, we still overheated walking out onto the ice because there was quite a bit of snow, and we had a good half mile to 3/4 of a mile walk out to where we were getting into fish. And another thing that makes layering really important is that you can take layers off or add layers as necessary. So you'll start off the day most likely layered fairly thin, and then once you're set up and ready to sit down and do some fishing, you're going to want to add layers.
When we pulled up to our spot in Cascade, I already had my base layers on, and I already had my bib overalls on, but then I just put on my fleece coat because I knew that walking through that thick snow, the point is that I overheat really easy. My core temperature is always right up there. And so I just put on a light fleece jacket and was able to trudge across the snow to get to where I wanted to be without getting wet.
But there are also some keys in the way that you layer. Layer closest to your skin needs to be a wicking layer. Then after that, you want insulating layers. And then the final layer, and we both agree on this, I know we do, your final layer needs to be windproof.
Absolutely. If you are fortunate enough to also have a waterproofing capability with that windproof capability, that is the best of both worlds.
This is a liner sock, and that these are wicking material. Okay. After that, I will put on something like this. This is a wool synthetic blend. Then on top of that, you need some decent boots. They have 1,200 grams of Thinsulate. Occasionally, my feet will get cold in these. They have the Dry Plus liner in them. My feet never get wet, but they do occasionally get cold. 1,200 grams of Thinsulate, in my opinion, is probably about a minimum. So on top of my underwear, I wear something like this. That these are a spandex type Under Armour knockoff. These are a polyester spandex blend. Same thing on the top. My next layer is just jeans. Once I've got my jeans on, and basically I'll wear my jeans and all these things I've talked about prior to this, other than the boots, as I'm traveling to and from my fishing destination. Once I get to my fishing destination, I will put on my boots, and then I'll add my final layer. This is just a pair of overalls. Now, there are several features about this type of a setup that I find really useful. So, it is waterproof and windproof on the outer layer. It's got a good insulative layer and a liner on the inside. So this is 3 layers thick in and of itself. The downside is, when I take these on or put them off, I'm changing 3 layers at once. However, they do zip up the side, and they zip all the way to the hips. They'll zip from the top down, and they'll zip from the bottom up. Now this is extremely useful when putting them on, because I usually always have my boots on, and that makes it easier to get them on with my boots on. And then also, it's easier to control the temperature. If I'm too hot, I can just unzip. I can unzip from the top down or from the bottom up, but it really helps me regulate the temperature in my layers. They also zip in the front from the top or bottom. Great for if nature calls. Another thing that I really like about these is they have a lot of pockets. Okay, moving up the body again. I wear this on my upper body over the top of my long johns. A cotton mock turtleneck, long sleeve. On top of this, I'll typically wear this. This is a polar fleece shirt, buttons in the front, pockets. You know, it's a pretty basic shirt, but it adds another layer, and polar fleece is very warm. So here's my next layer for the top. This is actually a Walls 100% wool, tightly woven. This is one of my optional layers. I only wear this in extreme cold. Okay, what we have here is artificial sheepskin of some kind, layered with polar fleece. It zips and it buttons. This is my final layer. It's Dry Plus. It breaks the wind. It will shed the water. It's got a light liner in it. It's got pockets all over the place. It's got zippers underneath for vents in your armpits. The zippers, all of them have a kind of a water seal on them to help water stay out of your pockets. It's got a hood. I've worn everything from beanies to the Mad Bomber to just a standard hat with fold down flaps. I love those days on the ice when I don't need a hat. They all work. I like to have a variety of hats so that I can switch off if I need to. Here's one more thing that I like to wear. I don't wear it a lot, but it goes with me every time. This is a neoprene face mask. I'm telling you, if you get stuck in a windstorm, this is good to have. Another thing I take quite often, but don't wear too much unless it gets really bitter cold, is this Balaclava. The other thing that I want to talk about are gloves. I have one good pair of gloves. These have a significant amount of Thinsulate in them. They're waterproof. These spend almost all of the time on the ice in my pocket. I consider these to be for emergency use. As far as the rest of the time when my hands need a covering, I don't care because I have a backup. I'll carry 3 or 4 or 5 different pairs of gloves that I can switch off, and they don't need to be anything special because I know they're going to get wet and I'm going to change them out. When they're not comfortable to wear anymore, put them in my bag and get a different pair. This has nothing to do with keeping you warm, but I'm new to these this year. This is my first year with ice cleats. How did I ever live without ice cleats? But I'm telling you, these are well worth the money and will save your back, your rear end, and your neck, and your elbows, and your head, and every other part of your body, because you won't be falling down nearly so much.
No, this is a wader sock, and they go, actually, if you stretch them up, they'll go over my knees. Have a toe warmer pocket that I could put toe warmers in there. Next thing I'll put on is my base layer.
You could park a small car in those, Dave.
No, I don't think so. Well, yeah. This is a Walmart Fruit of the Loom shirt, but this is just so I can walk into the store and not scare anybody. Polar fleece. These are my waders. It's a waterfowl hunting wader. The boots are rather large. They have good lug soles in them. 1,000 milligrams of Thinsulate insulation in the boot. Up with an Armor Flex liner for the inside of the liner, and a Dry Plus outer shell. I got a pretty standard lightweight polar fleece jacket that I wear just about everywhere. If I'm wearing those waders that I just featured, this is the companion jacket that goes with it, and this jacket is designed to be worn inside the waders. So this material right here is not waterproof, but it is very breathable and it is windproof, whereas the shell out here is both waterproof and windproof. Anybody who spends any time on the ice knows for sure you are going to want to have eye protection. These are prescription sunglasses, but they're also polarized. Having polarized sunglasses, prescription or non-prescription, will reduce the glare in your eye and allow you to see better into the water. I really appreciate it when I bring my sunglasses with me, and I really have a bad day when I forget them.
I'm Neil.
And I'm Dave.
With Hunter Outdoors. Good luck on the ice, catch a big one, and God bless.